stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you...
Just walk away, and there will be an end to the horror.
We finally, really did it. You maniacs! You blew it up! Oh, damn you! God damn you all to hell!
I'm running this monkey farm now, Frankenstein, and I want to know what the fuck you're doing with my time!
Wait, I'm a friend.
Are we alone?
No.
For God's sake, what now?
Who ran Bartertown?
Damn it, I told you no.
So I exist in this wasteland, reduced to a single instinct. Survive.
You're gonna risk our lives for a Twinkie? There's a box of Twinkies in that grocery store. Not just any box of Twinkies, the last box of Twinkies that anyone will enjoy in the whole universe. Believe it or not, Twinkies have an expiration date. Someday very soon. Life's little Twinkie gauge.
Wally. 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 Eve.
Maybe, huh?
Dude, I went into a place and they were playing Vanilla Ice when I walked in.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Like it was new.
Like, this just came out.
This just came out 10 years ago.
The dude on the radio station is like, we got a hot track from this brand new guy named Vanilla Ice. Let's hit it.
Vanilla.
He's all, bum, bum, bum. Yeah. That's a new hot track.
Boy.
The next track we got is from MC Hammer. You just see the dude like, yeah.
And he's like,
this is kicking.
stop. All right, next one.
Yeah, he's like, stop. Now it's hammer time.
That was hammer time.
The equivalent to like the next generation's MC Hammer to me is Little John.
Ugh. Yeah.
Okay. That dude. What?
Yeah.
That dude is on that path. He got real popular. Yeah. And he produced some albums and was on other people's albums. That was his big deal.
Like Master P.
And now he's on like loan commercials.
Yeah.
Is he really?
Rocket Mortgage.
Something. Yeah, I don't know.
It's an insurance like Geico or some shit.
He's just waiting until he's old enough where it's like cool to be old. Like in like, oh, my parents used to like him. Oh, cool.
I'm hip. I know him from my parents.
Dude, everybody hates this band, but I love them. And like everybody loves them. You're like,
bop, 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 diddy bop, bop, bop. Welcome to the Drop Culture Podcast, everybody. This is a podcast that picks up the piece of pop culture that you forgot about or missed, shines it up real nice, and then crams it in your ear holes. As always, I'm Brock. Across the table from me, I have Dan.
Yeah, hey.
On my right, I have...
My name's Mitch. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
And we have a special guest in the studio.
Welcome back,
Jasmine.
Hi guys.
So
it's Jasmine.
When we were
Jasmine,
when we were putting down this list, Mitch texted us and basically said, "Hey, listen, we got to have Jasmine on the podcast because she's already making notes.
She already had lists on lists,
yes.
And I was like, oh boy.
So this is going to be a fun one. The title of this one this week is we're going to do our top 5 favorite post-apocalyptic movies.
So good.
So
We're gonna have some coffee. We're gonna talk about it.
We're gonna talk.
We're gonna tell each other what we think. We're gonna get a little of a glimpse sometimes.
Oh, we gotta hold it in. My sphincter just can't take it.
So we have a really, really, really broad subject here because the way that they list post-apocalyptic movies all throughout the web and the way people look at them, sometimes the post-apocalyptic movies involved being before the apocalypse, like Terminator 2. Right. So that's happening in real time, but yet the apocalypse has happened. So is it? I don't know.
Sure, it's a vision of.
Yeah, there's so many different ways you could do it.
But you're not really living in that time.
You're not
until you get to
living-
like not the dark faith. What was
Salvation.
The other one? Salvation.
Yeah.
That's the one I was.
That
thinking of.
was a post-apocalyptic movie.
Yes,
100%.
100%.
Because it has to take place after
Yeah.
the apocalypse.
Hence the word post.
Post-apocalypse.
You guys
It's a
are making
prefix,
sense.
if you will.
Did I just say apocalyptic?
Apocalyptic.
This is going to be a mess.
Well, welcome to the show. I'm glad you understand how things work.
Yes, that's how we do things here.
I'm going to avoid those words at all costs. Post-apocalyptic.
Hey, look at you
It's a tongue
showing
tie.
off.
I had to say it real
Look
slow.
at her with her dialect.
English friend of this show.
That's right.
Okay, so who wants to start it out? Who wants to now? How do you want to do this, guys? Do
Let's
you want to
go
do
reverse order. We'll
five
do 5
to 1?
Right. So let's do like you'll do your not that you have to start, but wherever we want to start. Probably ladies first, guests first. Your number 5.
So my
Your least favorite of
top.
your list, but I mean still your list. So we want to build up to that number 1, I think, which will be the big reveal that the listeners will listen to because that's how podcasts work.
Like, you would have never guessed this is how it works. Such a shocker.
Anyways, but yeah, I think if we do that and then round table like all our number 5s.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we'll round table all our number 4s as we have in the past.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I would probably say Waterworld.
Okay.
Of the 5 I have, I was on the side. Waterworld is probably my number 5.
Okay.
Yeah. And that one, it's because you think post-apocalyptic, and a lot of the time it's, aliens or zombies. Like, there's not a lot of other.
Or a bomb.
Yes.
Yeah.
War. But there's not a lot of nature-y ones.
True.
So
Yeah.
I can appreciate just the level of water that could cover the face of the earth.
This movie was reviled. I not reviled, but it was fucking hated when it came out.
So I enjoyed watching this
hated it.
movie in the theater. I actually
loved
did.
it, yeah.
But here's what did it for me. And even though I'm a fan of this actor, he completely ruined this movie, and that's Dennis Hopper. He did a terrible job in a terribly written part, and it was that portion of it was terrible. Everything else was great. Kevin Costner was great.
Yeah.
The world building was great.
100%.
It was that fucking jet ski battle bullshit. That's what fucking did it. It was a completely, and his line delivery was terrible. And I am a huge fan of his work. Like, I like a lot of his movies. But no,
I disagree with
that
you
was
on
the
that.
piece that pulled me out of it. Overall, I can understand why, because the world building's awesome.
Yes.
It's
You know?
crazy.
Yeah.
I wish they would have done more underwater scenes
I
whenever he was
know.
going down to the city.
I was just talking about this
I was like,
today.
oh my God, I wish they would have done more. And they only have, maybe a 10-minute sequence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that long? I mean, and then what is there? Mutant fish living in the fucking ocean that he goes fishing with himself.
Yes, he is the bait.
That's very introspective of him.
Yeah, I know. He's like, I'm gonna go fishing for myself. How am I gonna do this?
I just hook my own mouth.
His boat was pretty badass.
Yeah.
But it's such a strange movie. But like you said, an environmental post-apocalyptic movie is kind of crazy and unheard of at the time too.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do much environmental post-apocalyptic movies in the 80s or the 70s or the 60s or anything.
We were in denial.
Yeah.
Well, there were some in the 70s, and one of them made my list.
Okay. I love that movie, and I could watch it anytime it comes out. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, anytime
It's
it's
one of
on.
my mom's favorites too.
For real.
Yeah.
Like I said, I enjoyed the movie when I watched it, but I just don't. And I totally see why it made your list, though. I think that piece could have been fixed, and it would have been that would have been a 10 out of 10 movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who would you have cast as the main dude?
Brock is
I would have
I would have.
I would have. rewritten.
No.
I would have rewritten the villain and the climax of this movie.
No.
Yes. Yes, I would have.
No.
Be nice.
Not in my house.
Oh, no. We're not even in my house, and you don't talk shit about fucking Waterworld.
Anyway, I think it was a good choice, and it was a creative choice because I think that a lot of people's minds automatically go in a different direction. So that was awesome.
Yeah. I liked his character, and Jack Black's character was pretty awesome. So, you know, we are friends, and I'm never going to get past this one.
Did you realize Jack Black is in that?
I don't think I did.
Yeah.
I saw your
love
face,
him.
and I was like, oh my God, yeah.
I need to look
He's
at
the pilot.
the internet.
He's the one that,
He's like,
that's trying to shoot the arrow that goes through that they accidentally shoot.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Oh my
reaching out to
God.
do. Yeah.
I love him. Jack,
Yeah,
let's
Jack
just,
Black's
like,
awesome.
That
give
was his
him
first
some-
movie, I think,
some
too.
shining. He's
Makes
like the
really
best
close,
human.
if not. Yeah.
He honestly is. He's the best human.
He does. I can't even fucking think of it. His band,
Tenacious D.
Tenacious D.
Love it.
Oh my God, they're the best.
Yeah.
Around.
Nothing's ever going to get them
brought-
down.
No.
I bought my mom for her birthday a vinyl of their new album,
Nice.
and I gave that to her because she has a record player at home.
Hell yeah.
It's like the best ever.
That's a pretty cool gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I hope
was your
somebody gives that
idea.
to me.
Don't want no Tenacious D.
So I'm going to spring off that because my number 5 is also a movie with Kevin Costner in it.
I know what you're going to say.
It's The Postman.
Oh,
And
I haven't seen this.
I like this movie
What?
because this is a really good movie.
Wow. No, it's really good.
I'll add it to my
The
list.
cool thing about The Postman is it takes place in like the Western United States.
Yes.
They don't really ever tell you what happened.
The best type of post-apocalyptic.
Yes. Yeah.
But this guy's just traveling from town to town and ends up picking up like a postman's outfit basically and like
'Cause he's
takes
freezing.
the mail.
Yeah.
You know, and then
Right.
tries to get into the city, blah, blah, blah. But Tom Petty's in it.
Yeah.
He's like the head of a city.
And he's Tom Petty.
With these
Really?
big city like wooden city
Yeah.
walls they built, you know, and keep these people out.
They're on like a dam in
the back of that though, right? And
No,
they
no,
have
no.
the city wall they built.
I think he's the guy that ran the damn city. Yeah.
He did run the damn city. I'm agreeing that he did run the damn city.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking of
Is this a
specifically
goddamn-
the city wall. The shitty walls is what I'm talking about.
Right beside Shitty Wall.
No. I think he is because
No, you're 100% right.
Yeah,
Yes,
he does. Yeah, he does that.
You're confirmed in that thought.
Yeah, no, because the whole movie takes place. It's about a dude that's pretty much our age.
Right.
It was like 10 or 11 whenever it happened, and then he grew up on his own with the horse, and he would go to the different cities and put on the plays. You know, because he was reading Shakespeare.
Yeah,
Nobody remembered Shakespeare, but everybody had still lived in the real world. So there was a lot of old people.
Didn't he say that he was an office repairman at one point in that movie?
No, the leader of the army said he was a copier salesman.
And there's that's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it
I
was.
was a copier
But he's like the
salesman.
leader of this army where they like get branded. Like they'll go into towns and be like, "You have to give us your young men."
Oh,
And we'll continue to protect. And then they train them and then they brand them to keep fueling their army.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So they've kind of like warlord, if you will, you know.
They rode horses and shit like that. And they all had they lived in a quarry.
Yeah.
It was a quarry.
But I really like this movie because I thought it did a really good job. Same thing with Waterworld, where the world building was just
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah.
It was
Oh my
awesome,
God,
and the cinematography was great in this movie. And I know that both. I'll be honest. I think both of these movies kind of got derided in the theater, but
Yeah.
I loved them both.
Well, you know, Kevin Costner has been in 3 post-apocalyptic movies. His very first movie was one.
Fandango? No, I'm just kidding.
No, yeah, right. What was the one where they traveled and they had to jump out of the airplane? It was some whatever. But the first one, the very first movie he was in was with Rebecca De Mornay, and it was that movie Testament.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he was like the hotshot young kid, you know, with his wife, and they just had a baby, and then fucking, what's his name, Bill Devane or some shit like that was in it too. Yeah, no, but it's notable because that must have left an impression on him,
right,
all the way back then to make Waterworld, and then do another epic 2.5 hour fucking movie, The Postman.
Yeah,
yeah, and it's got who's a guy from Menace to Society? He's like, I feel sorry for